Welcome, Jesters. One thing we have learned from the current Obamacare, Affordable Care Act debacle is that there is nobody running the Democrat Party right now. No one. Who? Tell me, who is running the Democrat Party? Because it's definitely not these clowns in Washington. Chuck Schumer is definitely not up to this task. I guess there is a reason he lived in Nancy Pelosi's shadow for all these years, because his performance has been disappointing to everybody, even to us, because it's just not fun. And Hakeem Jeffries, yeah, we all know he was just a DEI hire, and I don't know, now he tried his little pathetic stunt. Yeah, not going to happen, and there's a reason people call him Timu Obama, or Timu Obama, something like that. And then, of course, they are absolutely terrified of the National Socialists, or Democrat Socialists. That's what they call them. It doesn't really matter. We're talking about, like, Mamdani, AOC, like Bernie in a weird way, and all these other radical leftists that are rising in the ranks right now. They don't really know what to do with them, right? Even Obama, right, hasn't really come out to defend his namesake legislation. I think he made one speech that like popped up on X yesterday or the day before, but that's it. He has been weirdly silent, and no one else is stepping up, which is why I say Republicans, every chance you get, call Zoran Mamdani the leader of the Democrat Party, right? Just say, oh, well, the Democrats' current leader, Zoran Mamdani, blah, 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 blah. Now, the media, of course, let them have their hissy fit. Let them pound their fists. Let them do the Chuck Schumer action here, all they want. It's not going to matter. People are going to see Zoran as the leader of the party, and that's a good thing, right? And this actually brings a question, for the future. What are they going to do as a party, right? Who do they have waiting in the wings that could take over? Because the party is certainly not structured to let the voters decide anything. We've seen that over the past how many years with Kamala and Joe and, and Joe, right? And well, I think after the Hillary debacle, they decided that they can't trust the voters. But then now they're left with a party that actually needs basically an authoritarian leader, because they've stripped the voters the ability to actually, determine the course of the party. So what are they going to do? All their leaders have checked out. Obama spends his time on the beach or in the bathhouse. Nancy Pelosi finally gave up. She's probably just going to sit around eating chocolate ice cream from her $10,000 refrigerator, or maybe move to Taiwan. Who knows what she's going to do? She's got the money. We all know that, right? And they really have nobody else, right? Schumer's probably on his way out. No, Schumer is definitely on his way out. Jeffries probably not going to last, right? Because, this whole ACA thing has really backed all of them into a corner, because they're out there making all these crazy statements about, the Republican healthcare crisis when they all voted for it. Their fingerprints are all over this. Brilliant strategy, by the way, on the part of the Republicans. I don't know who decided this, whether it just maybe unfolded this way, but if it was a strategy, well, great job, guys. That was kind of obvious, but good. Okay, I'll put it this way. Good job for sticking to it, right? They really have no way out of this. And to be honest, I think President Trump is using the chaos a little bit to float some of these crazy ideas like the 50-year mortgage. But we'll talk about that, on another time. And the Chinese visas, right? So he's probably looking at the Democrat Party thinking like, well, they're not doing anything right now. Let's just see how this reacts. I think there might be a play there, but who knows? Anyway, so who's crazy enough to actually try and take over? Because like I said, that is a party that is not set up for the people to make a choice. And weirdly, they can't let the new extremist Democrats, the Democrat Socialists, in on this, because they're actually in this for the cause. Yes, people like Zoran and AOC, they actually believe what they're campaigning on. I know, they do. They really do. So when they're introduced to this, like, cabal, they probably are not going to want to take it over, right? In fact, shockingly, I think they might be a little bit upset that this is the way they work. They actually want the people's revolution, not some, insider politicking type of organization, right? So who are they going to let in on the secret? I don't think there's anybody, right? Well, the names, I guess, Pritzker, Shapiro, Walz, maybe, right? I know a lot of people would probably say Gavin, but I don't think he wants to do it. Gavin is way too self-absorbed, right? And running the cabal would take too much time away from Gavin. He's not going to do that. He probably thinks he doesn't need them. That's, well, to be honest, he probably doesn't. But that's, again, another story. So, Yes, the Democrats have no leader. They have no leader in waiting. And it's actually pretty entertaining just sitting around and watching all of this happen. So, Magic Candle Company, here is your opportunity. Rome is burning, and we are all going to have a fantastic time watching it literally, or watching them burn themselves to the ground. And you know I'm right.